The Dodge Viper is a legendary American sports car that has captivated enthusiasts for decades. First introduced in 1992, the Viper quickly earned a reputation for its raw power, striking design, and a driving experience that demanded skill and attention. Despite its somewhat controversial existence, the Viper remains one of the most iconic performance cars in the world. Over the years, Dodge has continually refined the Viper, though its ethos of aggressive performance and unrelenting power has never wavered. The Viper was conceived as a no-holds-barred performance machine. When Dodge initially unveiled the car in concept form at the 1989 Detroit Auto Show, it turned heads with its bold, muscular design. The concept was a response to the growing demand for American-made, high-performance sports cars that could compete with the likes of the Chevrolet Corvette and the foreign supercars coming out of Europe. Dodge wanted a car that would stand out not just in terms of design, but also performance. The Viper was set to be something uniquely American. Brutally powerful, unapologetically loud, and undeniably fast. The Viper's hallmark was always its engine. Early models featured an 8.0-liter V10, which was unusual at the time. Most performance cars in this class relied on V8 engines, but Dodge took a risk with a 10-cylinder power plant. This decision paid off, as the engine was capable of producing 400 horsepower and 465 lb-ft of torque, figures that were impressive for the time. This massive engine gave the Viper a character all its own. The sound it produced was thunderous, and the power delivery was relentless. With no turbocharging or forced induction, the V10 was naturally aspirated, which made it all the more visceral and connected to the driver. Along with the power, the Viper also brought an aggressive look. Its long hood, wide stance, and muscular lines made it appear ready to pounce at any moment. The car had a minimalist interior, devoid of many of the luxuries found in other sports cars. The focus was always on the driving experience, not comfort or convenience. The Viper's cabin was Spartan, with simple controls, a large gear shift, and a large steering wheel. The car's low-slung profile and wide rear tires gave it a menacing presence on the road, and it was as much a statement of intent as it was a machine. The first-generation Viper, the RT10, quickly gained fame both on and off the track. While it was never as refined as its competitors, the Viper's raw power and unrelenting performance captured the attention of driving purists and enthusiasts. It became a symbol of American automotive prowess, showing the world that the United States could build a world-class sports car. Dodge also introduced the Viper GTS Coupe in 1996, which added more style and performance refinements. The GTS was a more refined version of the Viper, with a hard top, improved suspension, and better aerodynamics. It offered a more balanced experience while still retaining the car's aggressive nature. The Viper continued to evolve over the years, with each new generation bringing more power, more technology, and better performance. In 2003, Dodge introduced the Viper SRT-10, which featured an upgraded 8.3-liter V10 engine that produced an astonishing 500 horsepower and 525 lb-ft of torque. The car's 0-60 ampere time dropped to just 3.8 seconds, making it one of the quickest cars on the market. The Viper's handling was also improved with more advanced suspension systems and better aerodynamics. Despite these improvements, the Viper's core character remained intact. It was a car that demanded a certain level of expertise to drive, as it wasn't forgiving to novice drivers. Dodge kept pushing the Viper's boundaries, and by the time the fifth generation arrived in 2013, the car was truly a modern-day performance machine. The 8.4-liter V10 engine in the Viper GTS model now produced a staggering 640 horsepower and 600 lb-ft of torque. This made the Viper not only more powerful than ever, but also capable of reaching higher speeds and achieving quicker lap times on racetracks. The new Viper was designed with the input of professional drivers and engineers, and it showed in its improved aerodynamics, more advanced traction and stability control systems, and better braking performance. Despite its performance credentials, the Viper was never a mass-market success. It remained a niche car, with production numbers relatively low compared to other American performance vehicles like the Corvette. It wasn't just the price that kept some potential buyers away, it was the Viper's extreme nature. It was a car that required skill to drive, and it wasn't as easy to live with as other sports cars. The ride was harsh, the visibility was poor, and the driving dynamics could be intimidating to anyone not accustomed to a car with such immense power. But for those who could handle it, the Viper was a pure driver's car, and that's what made it so specialty.